What is going on, guys? It is Tony's Takeaway, back at it with another Laker video, and in this one we had the Los Angeles Lakers falling once again to the Oklahoma City Thunder. I just want to go off to the record and just say it was a disappointing loss because of the fact that this was the team that the Lakers had choked a 26-point lead to literally just a week ago, and you lost to them again. But before I get into the game, I just want to address something because I've been seeing a lot of hate towards this Laker team for obvious reasons, right? But I'm just going to sit here and talk about, first of all, before I get into the actual players, why you need to give this team some time, okay? First of all, let's just look at some other teams in the league right now. We got the Nets, okay? We got the Suns. We got the Bucks. They're not doing so hot either, and they have their team for the most part. They have the same players for the most part, but nobody wants to say a single word about them. But as soon as the Lakers lose, oh, boo-hoo, let's criticize the Lakers because that's all we can do with our lives, is to criticize the Lakers for every single loss that they have, and you guys are literally tracking them 24/7 as if you guys are an FBI agent, tracking this team down. But let me break it down for you, okay? Because, this guy right here actually watches the games. This guy actually is a Laker fan. So for, all the haters out there, I'm about to enlighten you guys a little bit. Name me a team, other than maybe with the exception of a few, that have started off really well if they're an extremely new team. I'm going to sit here and go off the record by saying that this team is still going to win the championship. This team is still built to win the championship. I've said it before. This is a playoff caliber. This is a playoff built team, okay? Just because you lose to a team like the Thunder 2 times, I get it. It's disappointing. I didn't like it, but what can you do about it? It's such a new team. You're going to have growing pains. That happens. When LeBron, Wade, and Bosh, when they first joined forces in their primes in Miami, they didn't start off that well. They started 9-8, I believe. And then you had Cleveland, right? LeBron, K-Love, and Kyrie. They didn't start that well either in the beginning of the first year. So now that the Lakers are 5-4, with LeBron not so much in his prime anymore, with Westbrook not so much in his prime anymore, and AD's in his prime, but you know what I mean, they got to load manage correctly. You're gonna sit here and tell me that this team is not championship caliber, that they're not capable of getting there, that they're not a playoff contender? When people say that, I just assume that you guys don't know basketball, because you're acting like we're supposed to start 9-0 or something. Like, this is to the Laker bandwagons here as well. Okay, I know Laker bandwagons. Okay, I'm a Laker fan. I have been one all my life. Okay, I hate Laker bandwagons because all they suggest is that we break up this team or we trade Westbrook. They don't use their brain. Okay, but my point is, yes, you lost to the Thunder. It was not a good loss, but you're without LeBron, you're without Kendrick Nunn, you're without Ariza, you're without Talen Horton-Tucker. I can go on and on in terms of who we don't have. But that's besides the point. I did believe that we had the chances to win this game, especially towards the end, but the Thunder just had a better fourth quarter than us. But let me just go into, just more of the specifics in terms of who I thought played well, who I thought could have played better. But let's start off with Anthony Davis, because he had a really good game, 29 points, 17 rebounds. You want to talk about someone being physical. He's always been a guy that's like, oh yeah, he's too soft. He's not. He's not. He doesn't have it. He does have it. And my point is that he's going to continue playing like this. Just because he's fragile, it doesn't mean he's soft. So I don't want to hear that. And then Russell Westbrook, right? 27 points, 4 turnovers, but had 10 of 22 from shooting. Not terrible, right? Those two did not necessarily have a bad game. My thing is, you didn't necessarily close it out in the fourth quarter, but I'm not going to sit here and act like that this team overall, I'm not going to give them a pass. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to criticize them, right? I'm going to sit here and tell them that, listen, Kent Bazemore, what were you doing? I mean, it just seemed like you were out there running the whole time, okay? Avery Bradley played pretty well. Wayne Ellington, this was your first game back. You didn't necessarily look all that great, which is okay. It's just your first game back. Okay, Rondo, he shot 0 of 4. Malik Monk, he didn't really do much, right? Austin Reeves, okay. But overall, I mean, what this comes down to is that the Lakers were not able to close the deal in the fourth quarter. And ultimately, you know, I do believe that it will improve over time. When you have such a new team, especially with main players like a Westbrook, right? I mean, Westbrook is a kind of player where it takes time to fit with him. And I'm not saying that the fit is going to be seamless. I'm not saying that it's going to be really easy to do in terms of getting it together throughout the season, but that's what the regular season is for. They have 82 games because of this. So give it some time, stop overreacting, and how about we give the Thunder some credit? Even though their record is pretty pathetic, I mean, we see some players, we've seen it before. Gilgeous-Alexander, he has all-star talent. I mean, we've seen it before. So I don't want to just sit here and talk trash about the Lakers. How about we talk about how we should give them some time and how we should give the Thunder some credit, okay? But I'm not going to sit here and act like the Lakers don't deserve any criticism. You do not lose to that team again, you know, to the Thunder. You should have won this game, but you didn't. But I'm not going to sit here and act like it's the end of the world. That's where I stand on this game. That's all I have to say about it because, you know, ultimately, you couldn't close the deal in the fourth quarter, okay? You couldn't close the deal in the fourth quarter, and you lost against the Thunder, a team that you choked a 26-point lead to literally last week. So, I mean, that's all I have to say about it. You know how I feel about it. You know that the Lakers shouldn't have lost this game. They did. End of story. Let's move on to the next one against Portland on Saturday. But I don't want to sit here and just crucify these guys and act like this team's not going to do well in the future. Give this team some time. Please give it some time. But that's all I have for this one. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed it. Comment down below what you guys' thoughts were. And subscribe for more. Alright guys, peace out and take it easy.